Whew. I'm hungry. What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And in today's video, I'm headed inside of Universal Studios, Florida to answer one question. And that question is it possible to eat healthy at a theme park? Well, I know one thing. In order to answer that question, I have to go inside of the theme park. As I'm walking in, I did want to explain how this is going to work. Essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 3 meals here at Universal Studios, Florida, and I'm going to try and make them as healthy as possible. I'm going to get breakfast, lunch, dinner. The only rule I have is that each meal has to be at a different restaurant. It cannot be at the same restaurant. So yeah, let's head inside of Universal Studios, Florida, and see if we can eat healthy. All right, so I am now in Universal Studios, Florida. All right, I am now in Universal Studios, Florida. I'm trying to figure out where exactly I'm gonna be eating. I decided on my first restaurant, and that restaurant is gonna be the Today Cafe. Now, I will say this, guys. Originally, I did want to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm still gonna do that. But breakfast is gonna be a little bit different because I came to the parks a little bit later in the day. It's like 11 now, so I don't know if they still have breakfast going on in there. I don't think they do, but I'm gonna try to find the closest thing that's healthy and kind of like breakfast. So we're gonna go in there and see what we can get. Also, I wanna let y'all know that I did have some coffee this morning that really wasn't healthy. So just know that technically I'm not eating only healthy things today. So with all that being said, let's head inside the Today Cafe. All right, so I made it inside, trying to figure out what I want. I think I see something that can technically be considered breakfast. So we're gonna go ahead and get that. In theory, a lot of this stuff does look pretty healthy on the menu. So in theory, you could just eat here all day, but obviously I understand the idea of wanting to eat at different restaurants here at the parks. I'm doing something that I never do. I'm selecting to eat outside because it's not too hot. I'm in a shaded area, so it actually feels really good. Just waiting for my food now. All right, so this is what I ended up getting. I ended up getting the avocado toast. It has toast in the name. When I think of toast, I think of breakfast, and it comes with fruit. I also got an orange juice, so I made this the most breakfasty, non-breakfast meal, technically, that I could. So let's try this out, see if it's any good, see how it fills me up, and then we'll go from there. I honestly have no idea how I'm supposed to eat this. I guess I just pick it up, right? You would think. Just. That's good though. I think you have to like avocado though. I feel like even if you can sometimes eat avocado but don't really like it, you won't like this. But honestly, not bad. I do like the extra toppings they have on it, like the onions and the lettuce, and I think that's like some sort of nut. I have no idea. Now for the fruit, I always start with the pineapple. That's my favorite. And probably the healthiest, the blueberry. Honestly, it does taste really good. And I could see this being like a meal that gives me enough energy, because especially if it's like really hot outside here in Florida. I mean, it currently isn't, but if it is, when you're here and you need something to give you energy, this seems like it has a bunch of nutrients and everything you could possibly ask for. And of course, to top everything off, got the orange juice, got the vitamin C, pulp-free. That's good. This was expensive though. This was like $6. The whole meal with my annual pass discount was like $24. Oh, I just realized why I was charged $24. This is supposed to be a $20 meal. I was charged for a Sprite. I'm gonna go talk to them about that after this. It's no big deal, but I don't want a Sprite, and I didn't get one. So I'll go talk to them about that. All right, I completed my meal at the Today Cafe. That was really good. It didn't fill me up a lot. Maybe that's because I'm a bigger dude, but still was good. I feel like I'm energized. Still got my orange juice, gonna finish this up. Obviously gonna take some time before I eat lunch, but you'll see that next. I'm not gonna like film anything in between, or at least film anything for this video in between. But nonetheless, that was really good. Also, huge shout out to Eduardo, who works inside of Today Cafe. He was so helpful when bringing out my food and getting me some forks and napkins. And he also really helped with the refund. So shout out to him. I'm definitely gonna be giving him what they call a universal fist bump. So love that. So shout out to Eduardo for being a great team member here at Universal.
Later that day.
All right, it is time for lunch. I'm going to get lunch in Diagon Alley at the Leaky Cauldron. So let's head inside. I'm about to put an online order in so I can have it ready by the time I get there. So yeah, let's go enjoy lunch. But in order to get to the Leaky Cauldron, you do have to come inside Diagon Alley, which is one of the most beautiful lands in any theme park ever. The level of detail, the design is honestly amazing. It truly makes you feel like you are in the movie. All right, I'm in the middle of Diagon Alley now. I just ate lunch and it was good, but that restaurant was so crowded. I kid you not, every single table had someone sitting at it. The table they put me at was in between two families and they were so close together. I literally felt like I was having dinner with or having lunch with 15 other people. So I'm gonna narrate over the video I took. So I got the bangers and mash, which is like sausage, mashed potatoes, vegetables, and green peas. It was absolutely delicious. I really did enjoy it. Honestly, it did kind of make me full a little bit. Not like crazy full, but like I'm good for a little bit. And honestly, it was delicious. It was like $17, so kind of pricey. But I also did get a Gilly water, because obviously water, healthiest drink you can drink. This is delicious and it's really good. Even though it's not too hot outside right now, it is nice to be hydrated again. So overall, the Leaky Cauldron, good, but crazy busy. Last time I was there, it was not even close to how busy it was there. So honestly, I think it's just really busy right now here at Universal and probably here in Orlando, period. So that's why it was really crowded in there. So yeah, lunch was good. Second meal complete. I will see y'all at dinner.
Hang on, Matt. Yeah, keep it going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Here we go.
All right, since we have some time to kill before dinner, I'm gonna go into the horror makeup show. It's the last show of the day. I have about 3 minutes before showtime.
I don't want to get your jacket all dirty. Okay. Let me get help from this lady right over here. No! I need mouth to mouth. Really? You're gonna let me die in front of all the children here? Sorry doesn't pay their therapy bills. Yeah. Let me out. Who? Who threw something at the curtain? I don't believe you.
Okay, that's a great question.
Yeah.
That kid.
That kid?
Yeah, that kid was waiting around looking so exhausted from the exertion, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And kid's like, "Oh, I want to throw this."
What did he throw?
A cigarette. I know. I was like, "Why? Why would you do that?" And then the kid looks at me and goes,
Yo tengo miedo también, Lord said that. I'm gonna go talk to the kid. No, I can speak to the kid about this.
Okay.
All right? Sup, fam? Show's bussin', right? No cap. Hi. Did you yeet a cigarette at the curtain for some Riz? No?
All right, so the place I'm gonna go for dinner is in Fast Food Boulevard. They have a grilled chicken sandwich that I'm gonna try. It comes with tater tots, so technically it's not the healthiest, but it's the healthiest thing they have here. Okay, so here are the options they have. Obviously they have Krusty Burger, Cletus's Chicken Shack, the Flying Dutchman, and Luigi's. They also have Lisa's Tea House of Horror. So they have a couple options. What I think I'm gonna get is over here at the Chicken Shack, the grilled chicken sandwich. All right, so this is what I ended up getting. This is the grilled chicken sandwich, lettuce, tomatoes, and of course the chicken. And then it comes with tater tots. These are some big tater tots. So in theory, this is probably not the healthiest side. I also got a Coke, but this is a Coke Zero, so it's 0 calories. So there's that. All right, let's try this out and see if it's any good. All right, let's see if this is any good. Stick bun. It is good. And these tater tots are huge, so I like that. There's probably some healthier stuff around the park, in theory, that I could have got for dinner, but I wanted to try something from like a different land. And Simpsons Land is like a big part of this park, so it's not bad though. And of course the Coke Zero. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll talk about it at the end. All right, so I'm over here in Central Park in Universal Studios, Florida, about to take a seat and finish this video and give you my review of if it's possible to diet here at Universal or any theme park. Okay, so I essentially just wanted to end this video by, talking about dieting and being at a theme park. The truth of it is that a lot of the food here is not healthy food. It's good food, it's like the fun stuff we all want to eat, but a lot of it is not healthy. It's like hamburgers, pizza, hot dogs, desserts. So now that doesn't mean that these theme parks don't have healthy options. They clearly do. It's just, not like they have multitude of items at each place. They have like, 1 or 2 things that are considered healthy, or at least healthier than the other options. So it is possible. However, if you are really dieting, I probably would just stick away from all the food at the theme parks and probably bring your own food if the theme park allows you to bring your own food in. I know like Disney and Universal, I'm pretty sure they allow people to bring in food, but you can't bring in like a cooler. Like I think you bring like a lunch bag or like a book bag full of like snacks and stuff like that. So in theory, you can bring in your own food. But let's say, you don't want to carry all that around, you just want to eat at the theme parks. They do have options. And, a big part of losing weight and dieting is calorie deficit. So obviously not eating too much. You don't have to eat 3 meals here at the theme parks. If you're here all day, you can do 2 and maybe a snack in between, just to keep you energized. I would say, the things that you probably need the most is like water to keep you hydrated and, resting so you don't burn too much energy and you don't require too much food to replace that energy you burned. But yeah, so it is possible. Also, I wouldn't stress too much about it, especially if you're on vacation, have fun. Obviously this food that you see at the theme parks, it's good food and you want to try it. So splurge, treat yourself a little bit. You don't have to go overboard and get everything, but I wouldn't say completely avoid everything because there's some stuff you can eat here that is, considered healthy. There's some restaurants here that probably have some salads and like some good, grilled chicken and fruits and stuff like that. So you don't have to avoid everything, but even if you want to splurge on something like a dessert or like a hamburger, do it. You're on vacation and enjoy it. And even if you're like, what, I'm going on vacation for a week, I don't want to diet at all, that's perfectly fine. Enjoy your vacation. You deserve it. I'm sure, you worked hard for it. So don't stress too much about your diet when you're on vacation. But, if you want, to continue your diet while on vacation, because I know a lot of people stick to their diets even on vacation, there's options here at theme parks. I'm going to test out other theme parks with this challenge, or not challenge, but like a little test. But I decided to do Universal Studios Florida first. and it seems like it's possible. I mean, obviously, like the things I got weren't like the healthiest things in the world, but you know, I think like when you compare it to other things on the menu, the calories were a lot less. You know, I replaced drinks with a lot of sugar with drinks that didn't have a lot of sugar. I had water and then orange juice, and then which had some sugar, but then orange juice, and then Coke Zero, which has no sugar. So, you know, they have options of replacements for things that you might like. It's smart to look at each of the restaurants in the park and just see what you want. You know, the menus are available online on the app, and you can see what you want. So you don't have to like be stuck at one restaurant. You know, you can go to any other restaurant in this park and get something healthy. So yeah, it is possible. I think the important message is to not stress too much about it and have fun, because, you know, sometimes these vacations are like once in a lifetime. Sometimes they're like once a year. You don't want to stress too much about what you're focusing on in your like personal life, like dieting wise when you're on vacation. You know, vacations are supposed to help you like step out of reality and just have fun and, you know, let loose. So yeah, it's possible. Just you know, understand what you want, how you can do it, and you know, don't stress too much about it. Also, I did want to bring up one good point in terms of snacks. I didn't really test snacks because I had the frozen butterbeer, but they have some healthy snacks here too. Like, I think one of the healthier snacks you can get at theme park is popcorn. And you might be thinking, popcorn, that has a lot of butter and salt and stuff. And yeah, in theory, it's probably not the healthiest snack, but it's not too high in calories, especially since they don't have like the butter machines that movie theaters have here. So you don't have to worry about overfilling your popcorn with butter. So they do have snacks, you know, and some of the like little quick service stands do have like bananas and apples and stuff that you can buy. If you really want to eat that at a theme park, I would just suggest bringing them in. But if just in case you don't want to carry it around, they do have stuff like that here. So yeah, that's basically it. You know, don't stress too much about a diet. You're on vacation, have fun. But anyway, that was my diet video here at Universal Studios Florida. If you liked the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. You know, I'm just sitting here, people watching. That was like, man, I'm really craving a frozen butterbeer. But since I'm on a diet today for this video, I decided to not do it. I'm so proud of myself. Like, the willpower I have is just so strong, you know? Oh, God.